Welcome back to How to Be a Better DM, the official podcast of Monsters.rent. I'm Justin Lewis.
And I'm Tanner Wayland.
And we are here to help you tell better stories for yourself and your players as you dungeon master sessions of D&D, Dungeons & Dragons. We'd like to give you some quick announcements. We actually have one before the show, and then after the show, if you want to stick around, we have some more announcements then as well. But first, let's talk about this. Tired of being alone? Are you tired of not having any of your players understand you? Are you tired of never truly belonging? Well, you're in luck. All you need to do is join the Guild. The Guild is a unique and exclusive experience that is only open to Dungeon Masters. It is a full community focused on helping ease your DMing burdens. Want to meet other DMs? Join the Guild. Want to discuss your homebrew ideas with people who would appreciate it instead of just telling your cat? Join the Guild. Want to find a place where all your wildest dreams will come true? Join the Guild. Go to monsters.rent/guild and sign up today for free. Wait, that can't be right. Chuck, can you check this again? Is this supposed to be... What? Oh, they're serious? It's free? Oh, okay. All right. Yes, go to monsters.rent/guild and sign up today for free, even though they are crazy for giving this away for free. Common side effects may include burping, sneezing, laughing, breathing, hearing, listening, tasting, farting, critting, sarcasm, and in extreme cases, explosive diarrhea. Awesome. With that out of the way, we can get into today's show. You all reach the bottom of the ladder after climbing down it for about an hour and a half. Halfway down, your wizard casts light to give you all the ability to see. You now find yourselves in a rough-cut chamber with a ladder that ascends up towards where you came from, and you also see a solitary door. After a few minutes, Herath is able to unlock the door and open it creakily. Beyond, your group sees a sloping tunnel that dives deeper into the earth at a gentle decline. Your group presses on and walks the path for another half hour. You and your group are used to the constant noises of the upper world. Down here, you hear silence and the constant vibrations of the moving earth. Silently, your group reaches the point where the tunnel branches. It diverges into 3 separate tunnels. Each tunnel looks natural. Your sight penetrates 30 feet into the darkness, but you see no signs to indicate which tunnel to take. What would you like to do? Welcome back to the 35th episode of How to Be a Better DM. I'm your host, Justin Lewis, and together we will learn how to tell better stories as Dungeon Masters, as we Dungeon Master a session of Dungeons & Dragons 5e. We've all been a DM, and we've all had good sessions and bad sessions, but how do you know what makes a good session? It's not always easy making a good D&D session, but it is always fulfilling. So here are some telltale signs of a good D&D session. Number 1, players have fun. The most important thing for a D&D session is that your players have fun. That includes you, since you are a player as well. So do whatever you need to do to make the game fun. If halfway through you aren't having fun, then you got to change things up. Some ways to try and make it more fun are simplify, make things easier to comprehend. Maybe energize, just add more energy to what you're doing. Maybe you should take a break. Maybe you should try doing something funny and unexpected. Maybe you should add in a twist. Maybe you should skip over the boring stuff. Either way, whatever you do, just do something to make it more fun, more enjoyable, and sometimes that means you gotta end the session so you can prepare another session for next time. Number 2, your players are interested. Obviously, this is an aspect of the players having fun, but the story needs to be interesting. That's why we play D&D rather than other tabletop or video games. It's the stories. So are there moments where your players are interested in what happens next? 2 of the best ways to do this are, first, adding a cliffhanger, but more importantly, adding conflict. The best part of any story is its conflict. If a story has no conflicts, it's not a story. So add conflicts. Conflicts can be between characters and NPCs, or between characters and other characters, or between characters and time, and really all sorts of conflicts. The idea is you pit your characters against some force, and that's how you draw in your players. Number 3, something memorable happened. A session is great when you can look back with your friends and say, you remember when blank, blank, blank? That was so cool or crazy or weird. A good example of this was during one of my one-shots, one of my players killed an enemy that ended up blowing up, which caused two of the other players' characters to literally die. She didn't understand that was going to happen, but it happened, and everyone thought it was really funny, so they all laughed, and it was quite unexpected. But it's something we all remember to this day. So good D&D sessions have memorable moments. Number 4, the session fits the mood of the players. Sometimes the players don't want a rootin' tootin' shoot 'em up session. Sometimes the players just want a shopping session. So dangle different flavors in front of your players, and the ones that your players interact with the most are the ones that you should give them more of. Be aware, though, that what they want during the session will likely change from hour to hour, and being a good DM means that you understand what your players want. This goes back to learning the skills of being a DM and being able to feel the mood of the group. When something gets stale, move on. The perfect D&D session is an elusive thing. It's a ghost, a phantom, a shadow. Yet made of pure crystal, platinum, and gold, it's worth more than all the loot in the universe. Creating the perfect D&D session is impossible, yet the goal of every DM. I wish you the best of luck on your quest to create the most amazing D&D session, but until you become the ultimate master of the universe, at least these tips can help you create good sessions that your players love. Thanks for listening to today's show. What do you think, though? Am I wrong? Did I miss anything? If so, then send me a direct message on Instagram at Geronimo Levis. You can also share the show with someone else and talk with them about it. See what they think. Lastly, would you like to play D&D with me or one of the other hosts on the show? If so, then sign up for the newsletter and get access to monthly signups for a session with me or one of the other hosts. Sign up at how-to-b-a-better-dm.captivate.fm/subscribe, or just click the link in the show notes, which is infinitely easier than remembering what I just said. Thanks again for listening to today's show. We'll be back next week for another amazing episode, but until then, let's roll initiative. Thank you for listening to today's show. We really appreciate your support and your patronage. We have a few more announcements to go over. First,
did you ever fall in love with the library as a kid? It was a place where you could experience 1,000 stories without having to buy 1,000 books. That is what Monsters.rent can do for your D&D campaign. You can rent and swap out as many quality miniature monsters and creatures for your D&D party as you could ever want, without having to buy them. You can rescue villagers from a kobold camp, or lead your party through the fighting forest, or many more adventures. We're coming out with new bundles all the time. Just sign up for our subscription to get access to your own personal library of minis. Go to monsters.rent to find out more. That's the website. monsters.rent. Get your library pass to a world of minis today.
We also wanted to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Stardust and Dragons. I'm going to let one of the cast of Stardust and Dragons, Christian Hatcher, and his crew tell you a little bit more about it.
This August, a new adventure podcast is coming to a platform near you, filled with action.
You one of the two of them. We can't keep taking hits like that.
Drama.
Everything that she's been doing, everything she's going to do, finally sets in.
And Stardust.
Help! Help! Someone, please!
Find out more about this epic odyssey at stardustanddragons.com, where adventure awaits in the stars.
That's all the announcements we have today. Again, thank you so much for everything you do for us. You make this show possible. Like we said before, we'll be back next week with another great episode, and until then, let's go ahead and roll initiative.